What up, everybody? It's your boy Justin Hockey back with another video. You know it, guys. Anyways, guys, today is another Goosebumps book review, and I'm happy to say it is one of my favorite Goosebumps books of the 2000 series, Goosebumps 2000 series, Slappy's Nightmare. I have never, when I was a kid, I never thought Slappy would be afraid of someone or something. But in this book, I have seen something that my favorite monster in Goosebumps is not. I've never thought I would see. He actually being afraid and scared. See, I didn't think Slappy was capable of having nightmares, but guess he is. Anyways, the story basically is about Slappy and how Jimmy O. James, his original owner, or the owner from the Goosebumps 2, a bride, and then this one, I'm guessing it's taking place in between Bride and this one, I'm not sure. So, Slappy has been, doing his shit on the stage, and Jimmy O. James is pissed at him, like he's mad as hell. He is tired of him ruining the shows, he is tired of him attacking the audience. He had caught the funniest scene I've ever read in this entire 9/11 series so far has been in this scene when a fat kid walked up on stage and he calls him a giant meatball, and then addressed the audience, and then now, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, I'm now going to take a bite of the giant meatball, and he bites the kid. It's the most funniest shit I've ever seen. The kid wasn't funny, neither was Jimmy, but it was funny for me. Anyways, the reason why I liked this one so much, it was very interesting. So anyways, Jimmy is been tired of his shit, like tired of Slappy's shit. So they're in a dressing room and they're negotiating a deal, and Slappy is pissed and he's like, "Remember, you're my slave. You do what I say, not the other way around." And then a stagehand brings in a box and says, "Sign here, Jimmy, Mr. James." He says, "Sure." He opens the box and shows Slappy, and it's Slappy's brother, Mr. Wood, who we find out in Slappy's Nightmare, his real name is Wally. And Slappy is mad as pit. Is like, no. No. And then Slappy's like, oh, yeah. And Mr. James is like, oh, yeah, that's real. Yeah. Also, I have a manuscript to basically take your life and transfer it to him. Maybe he'll play by the rules and you won't. And he's like, no, I'll do anything, please. I'll do anything. And this is, like I said, he actually begs Jimmy for him not to bring Mr. Wood to life. So he says, okay, okay, Slappy, I'll make you a deal. I think it was like, here, let me read it. Let me look at the book. I think he has to do, like, so there's this girl who comes in, and I forgot her name. I'll look it up real quick. Here. Her name is Georgia, by the way. The girl's name is Georgia. So Georgia was in attendance at the show, and Georgia, and he says, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you to this little girl. If you can perform 5 good deeds, I think before the end of the end of the week, or end of the week or end of the month. Here, let me try to figure that part out. Trying to find it. Hey, Truce, Jimmy, Yes, he said call the truce. Slappy groaned weakly. Please don't do this to me. Leave it. Let's have a truce. A snare curled Jimmy's lips. You try to pull my head off. I can't help myself, Slappy replied in a weak whisper. Give me another chance, Jimmy. Please, I'm begging you. Don't put me to sleep. Jimmy stared at him. You don't deserve another chance. I know, Slappy sighed. His blue eyes were pale slits now. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Okay, Jimmy said shakingly. He said, I'll give you one more chance, Slappy. Slappy's eyes shot open wide. You will? Yes, Jimmy replied. I'll give you a chance to stay alive. But you won't like it. Just tell me what I have to do. Jimmy didn't answer the question. Instead, he picked up the yellow pages himself and read a long section softly to himself. What do I have to do, Slappy whined? Tell me. Jimmy finished reading and then slowly set the pages down. I just put a curse on you, Slappy. He announced. Normally Slappy would crack a joke when Jesse said something like that, but now he gazed weakly at the ventriloquist. A curse, Jimmy nodded. Yeah. You have done too much evil, Slappy. You have hurt too many people and ruined too many lives, including mine. You have asked for one more chance. Here it is. The only way you can stay alive is to do good. You have 1 week to do 3 good deeds, he says. It was 3 good deeds, sorry. Anyways, every time he tries to do a good deed, it gets messed up. And Slappy doesn't know why it's messing up. He's tried everything. And I honestly think I actually wasn't rooting for Slappy in the story, and I was rooting for Slappy anyways, but there are some times where I think Slappy's gone across the line and he deserves what he gets. But in this book, I don't think he deserves it because, yes, he might be an evil dummy and all, but at the end of the day, I don't think Mr. Wood's going to listen to you like he's going to listen to Slappy. No, let's face it, Mr. Wood's 10 times more evil than Slappy is and will kill someone. I don't think Slappy would kill someone. I don't think he goes that far, but he might if he had to. But Slappy actually is afraid, and he tries so hard to be good. And I'm telling you, as a person who, as someone who is a human being, and I know Slappy is an evil asshole. He's an evil, and you think of him trying to be good is hard for him, but it is. He has to do 3 good deeds. 3. Let alone 1's hard enough for him, but 3, it's like almost impossible. And every time he tries to get the good deed done, somehow he gets fucked up. It messes up. Until one day he finds out that Mr. Wood, is actually alive too, and is messing up the deeds so he can be brought to life, so he can get rid of Slappy. And there's a huge fight in the cafeteria, I believe, or something like that. And Georgia finally figures out what's going on with Slappy, and Slappy basically gets through a wood chipper or something like that. Or let me check it out real quick. Let me go back to that scene. They went to a huge garbage compactor, so it's like a trash compactor, basically. Anyways, what happens is right after he gets chewed up, he wakes up and it was all a nightmare. But to his overarching horror, it's all about to go down. He basically got a vision because at that exact moment, the same box that was carrying the beginning of the book, that was carrying Mr. Wood, comes in and Jimmy O. James signs for it, and he tells him who's in the box in a shaky tone. Your replacement, said Mr. O. James, and that's the end of the book. And I felt, and again, I love this book. I wish they would have gone more into detail on what happens next. Like, does Slappy fix everything? Does Slappy just get destroyed again, or what happens? Well, obviously he's probably gonna get destroyed again, but whatever. Maybe he could have learned from his mistake from the dream. Like, okay, maybe I should not piss off Mr. O. James. I know I'm a jackass, but maybe I shouldn't piss him off. Yeah, think about a good idea? Yeah. Anyways, he tries to clean up her room. Be a good dummy for Georgia. And what does Mr. Wood do? He ruins her room. He tries to help a little girl up a hill, and what happens? Moves in a wheelchair, or at a ventriloquist act that she's doing, and what does Mr. Wood do? Push her down the hill in a wheelchair. And I forgot what the last act was, but all of them end up horribly wrong because Mr. Wood is actually, in the one time I've ever heard, I would actually say I had general fear from a YouTuber is when, or not for a YouTuber, for a creature in Goosebumps, was when Mr. Wood when Slappy figures out Mr. Wood's alive, and Mr. Wood's just chanting, "Die, Slappy, die." He wants his own brother to die. Well, I'm not surprised because they don't have the greatest of relationships, but whatever. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and like I said before, it's a very good book. I would give it 10 out of 10, and bye.